I'm going to show you how to twirl a baton, only I'm going to use a vacuum cleaner hose to demonstrate. One thing you need to know is that you don't really need to hold it really tight in your wrist, because otherwise you're not going to have a lot of flexibility. You want to keep it pretty loose. You see how I'm doing it, like really, when I do this, it's really in my fingers. It's not really in the palm of my hand. A normal baton has a top end and a bottom end, and this top end is usually a little bigger, so this works, and this is the bottom end. So your body's mostly facing forward, but your arm is crossed in front of you, and you could turn your body a little bit. And you're going to start with the top end of the baton coming towards you on the outside of your elbow. But look how, I'm going to come closer, look how my hand is. It's not like holding it like this so that I have no flexibility. It's my hand's open, so when I go like that, the baton can easily be behind my elbow like that. All right, so it's almost like two fingers even. Now, once this one goes behind on the outside, the bottom end is coming towards me and it stays on the inside of my elbow. And then the top end comes in on the inside of my elbow, and then the bottom end comes on the outside. So it's out, in, out. Your hand just has to be flexible so that when this slides back, out, and then this one slides in, my hand is not gripping it tightly. So in, out, in, out. And that's a twirl right there. If you keep doing out, in, out, you're already twirling if you do it quickly. Once you do the out, in, out, you're going to just literally take your hand to the other side. So when it goes like this across, it's not even twirling. So out, in, out, I'm just passing it over like that. It looks like I'm spinning it all the way around, but I'm really not. I'm just doing this out, in, out movement, and while I'm doing the out, in, out, my hand is just raising up, so it looks like it's traveling. Out, in, out, I get to the top, I come to the other side. And now on this side it's very easy, it's just a little loop. So I take my top end and I dip it down behind my elbow for one loop. It's just boop, right behind my elbow like that. And then I bring it across the front of my body and I start all over. And that is it. It is so easy to twirl a baton. That's the basic motion. Out, in, out, cross over your head, do a loop, and then cross in front of your body. And then when you put it all together, and if you just keep your arm moving while you're doing the motions, it's a whole twirl. All right? Out, in, out, loop, and in front of your body. Out, in, out, loop, and in front of your body. So even when it's going in front of my body, it's not even twirling. So it's like this. It looks like it is. It looks like it is. Whoopsie. It looks like it is, but it's not. It's just literally passing in front of my body. Watch, I'm going to do it in slow motion. And then I'm going to loop and then slow motion. But when you're going quickly, it sure looks like I'm twirling it all the way around. And then you can do the same thing with the other hand. Out, in, out, in, out. Basically like that. Now let me show you this part while we're at it. When you do this, out, in, out, over your head, loop. Now I can just, instead of going in front of my body, I can go behind my body and I can pass it to the other hand. And I go out, in, out with the other hand. It's just so easy. Out, in, out. And then flip it. That's the next lesson.